Biden spending taxpayer money on research to, quote, correct false beliefs of American voters. That's right. Taxpayer money going to propagandize you to make sure you don't have wrong think. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my merch store where I have I Will Not Comply t-shirts. So check that out as well. All right, let's talk about this news. Democrat President Joe Biden's administration is giving huge taxpayer-funded grants to research that seeks to correct the so-called false beliefs that American voters supposedly express online. The Biden admin is pumping tax dollars into a project that works, quote, fact checkers to fight misinformation online. On July 7th, 2021, the National Science Foundation, NSF, plowed hundreds of thousands of dollars in taxpayer money into funding a project titled, quote, How False Beliefs Form and How to Correct Them. The effort was first exposed in a War Room report. According to the report, the NSF allocated $444,345 to Lisa Fazio. Fazio is an associate professor of psychology and human development at Vanderbilt University. Since then, the total amount granted to the researcher has reached $506,478. Wow. Published on NSF's website is the grant's purpose, which states, quote, there is currently an urgent need to understand the real-world effects of misinformation on people's beliefs and how to best correct false beliefs. I didn't know it was the government's job to correct false beliefs. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was their job. I thought they were supposed to just make sure, protect the Constitution and our rights. I thought that's where their job. But I guess I could be wrong. This is ridiculous. Quote, through a series of laboratory and naturalistic experiments, the project team is examining the effects of repetition on belief in real-world settings and how to more effectively counteract misinformation. By examining these basic psychological processes in the primary domain within which they affect daily life, misinformation on social media, this work will have implications for real-world practices aimed at reducing the impact of misinformation. The majority of the misinformation and disinformation is coming from our own government. So how do you counteract that? Please, are y'all looking at that in y'all experiment? That's what I'm wondering. But the idea is for the research to, quote, inform real-world practices aimed at reducing the impact of misinformation. The NSF claims that, quote, fact-checking practitioners are consulted to help guide the research and results will be discussed with them. However, it does not name the so-called fact-checkers. And my question is, who fact-checked the fact-checkers? Because we know that these fact-checkers are some of the most inaccurate people. These are the same fact-checkers that said Biden, Hunter Biden laptop was misinformation. These are the same people that was saying a lot of the stuff that we know about the jab was misinformation that turned out to be true. So who fact-checked these people? Yet the majority of fact-checking outlets operate as propaganda tools for the Democrats and their allies in the corporate media. These claims are trying to quote correct false beliefs likely translate to an effort to censor conservative views. Many of these fact checkers have already built up a notoriety for the often biased way they apply fact checks. And more recently, the allegations of bias have been further confirmed after Elon Musk bought Twitter. Musk released the Twitter files, which I got a whole playlist of everything that they brought out on the Twitter files, but it had proved that big tech companies and their phony fact checkers have been actively shutting down those who question the Democrat regime. But let me know what you think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.